Welcome back everyone to Hope Island Zoo. Hope you guys are all having wonderful days so far. Today we are going to be working on making a new little habitat for a beautiful, beautiful camel that just came in all the way from Denmark. Yes, I do want to give a huge shout out to my good buddy Crocs for graciously trading over his beautiful Bactrian camel male for a couple of birds that we actually lent over to him. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm doing right here. I just wanted to set up this cute little, I don't know, it's just a little bit of a photo shoot area, nothing really too crazy. So I should probably talk about how I'm able to build over here. So I do have to give a huge shout out to our good friend Inaki over at the modding server. So he was able to actually make it so that we're able to expand our borders for the maps. So now, if you guys remember, we had this like hard cutoff on the island where we couldn't place any items. Now we can actually place stuff out there, which is going to be insane to have. When it comes to, like, you know, setting up some world building, maybe we could have like a regatta going through this entire thing, but it's going to be really awesome when we actually do set up a beautiful little beehive habitat all the way at the other side of the island. Hopefully we could get some more world building over there. And honestly, I should probably talk about it right now because I don't actually have any speed build for it. So if you guys don't mind me, I'ma just go over here and get a quick little screenshot of the actual press conference release, and we're actually gonna throw it up right there. Shebang, look at that, here we go. So we are using Nick's new exhibit prop pack with all the exhibit animals, as well as all the new insects that he was able to put in there. It's really amazing to have that all work. And I thought having a nice little beehive on this side of the island would be really awesome. It's right near where our black swans used to actually live, so that area is currently not really being used for anything much. So we did decorate that side of the island a little bit more. We put in some flowers so the bees could pollinate and just generally spread all that good all across the island. So what we should actually talk about right here is what we're doing as a little bit of what is colloquially known in the zoo community as a reject row. Most of the times you'll hear this term being thrown about when it comes to areas in zoos that don't really have a concise theme, that really just have a bunch of haphazard animals kind of thrown into these areas that kind of make themselves look like a big row of animals. So I know San Diego has some of this. I know there's like a few zoos up in New England that actually have these. I know DC has them. You'll pretty much find these guys in any major zoo. So this is essentially what I kind of threw together as a way to be able to properly display any animals that we do get that I don't really have any other space for. Be it the Bactrian camel is a wonderful addition, so I did need to throw in something very quickly for him. And this is something that you would see a lot of the times when it comes to zoos kind of like this. They would oftentimes be challenged to, you know, make space for a certain animal, and they don't really have that much time or planning to really make this happen. So we kind of just throw them right in the middle of this pathway, and I thought this would be a wonderful way to kind of integrate some world building, some lore into Hope Island Zoo. Let's just say we got a sudden trade of these Bactrian camels for reasons unknown. Well, we did just trade them away for some birds. So just getting these guys into a habitat on display as soon as possible would be extremely important. And we do carry over some of the various themes of scenery that we have been using in the past, be it these beautiful, beautiful mural boards. They're some of my favorite pieces in the game, actually. They're just so clean when it comes to all that stuff. And then we copy that on the other side, and essentially you get 3 habitats. I didn't really finish the other 2 because we don't really have any animals for it. So we just kind of have that be overtaken by various foliage. That is something that I did like to do right over there. It's very interesting how beautiful that came out. And one of the things I actually am remembering that I completely forgot were doors for our Bactrian camels. So I will go back eventually to really work on backstage for this area. I know it's not really that important in my own builds, but I do want to make sure that I am able to capture that pretty well, as well as capture any realism that I really do want to implement in this series, because that is very important to me, getting like all these realistic ideas taken into account over here because we are making this as realistic as possible. Obviously, it's not really like one-to-one realistic, but we're working within the confines of the game itself, of like the lore of Hope Island Zoo, and I'm very happy with how well it came out in the end because it's really, really freaking awesome. So over here, I actually do this little bit of a gravel bed to kind of separate the actual animal quarters from the guest viewing itself. We wouldn't want the camels to come all the way up there, so we do what we kind of did over in the red fox habitat, and we have a kind of like mulchy, not mulchy, but gravelly kind of area separating the two. Normally camels wouldn't really traverse over kind of stuff like this, so it kind of deters them from doing so. And we also throw in a couple of logs and such just to really help them say, no, you can't go in this area, that would be bad. And it works incredibly well. Just seeing these guys, well, not guys, just this one fine handsome lad in his habitat really does make it feel really nice, and we kind of make it covered in some foliage as well. I would imply that this was a little bit earlier in the zoo's lifespan. We're kind of getting to like mixing timelines and stuff, so this could probably be implied that it was made before the aquatic center. I know we're kind of doing stuff out of order, but I feel like it kind of works well within the theme of our own zoo to say that this was made beforehand. It was just kind of a way to like set up some habitats that I really didn't have planned beforehand. I don't really know. But I should probably talk about you guys. Oh my gosh, it's been like, what, 2 weeks since we actually started ZSU? Maybe even 3 weeks, I don't know, time is going by so weirdly. But ever since the server was opened, I've seen so many of you guys join, and I'm so excited to see all you guys start, like, you know, getting really ham with your zoos. Even some people quitting. Listen, I know it can be a little daunting at first, but you know what? That's why I kind of like it. I don't know. You always have the option to quit, but it's something that you could just post in once a week, and you're totally fine when it comes to that. It's a very fun exercise in creative juices and whatnot. So what are you guys up to? What good animals have you bought? Let me know in the comments down below, because I'm so excited, because we just recently had a store and I have my eye on another animal for today. Hopefully once I actually get that taken into account, we should be able to get those guys integrated in the aquarium if I do get them. But over here, I'm just essentially making like that rest of the overgrown foliage and whatnot. It looks pretty good in the end. But yeah, what have you guys been up to? Have you guys made any like huge installments? Have you guys gotten any like really good trades with anyone else in the community? I'm just dying to know about all that stuff. You guys are doing such awesome stuff out there. I see other people building on islands. I see people building in Africa, Oceania. I see a lot of North American. Even Beckaboo has a really awesome style with her builds, which is really awesome. Always do appreciate her stuff. If you guys haven't seen that, I believe... Oh, Becca, you're gonna kill me. I forget the actual name of it. Okay, I'm looking it up right now. Sturgeon Bay Zoo. Definitely go check that one out if you're in the server right there. It's a really awesome build that I highly recommend you guys check out. Not even the build is what I'm more impressed by. I'm impressed by like her press room and like all the stuff that goes on behind that. We're also using some various blueprints as well from the workshop. I do got to add those guys to an actual workshop kind of like a dedication center. I don't really know. We'll figure all that stuff out in the later times. But I'm also using lion signs finally. Oh my gosh, I know. I've used these guys in every single zoo that I've touched, and there's good reason why. They look so freaking beautiful, and they work incredibly well for zoos like this. And I figure, you know what? It's finally time that Hope Island Zoo gets to their education standards. And you know what? I'm just going to throw in the press room of the Bactrian Camel right there. Hope that, you know, did a nice little jump scare at you guys. He's looking fabulous. He has his nice winter coat on. He looks handsome. I love him. But moving on from there, we actually do have our color scheme all set. I gotta thank Forge for the logo that we had for not Sugar Pine, oh my gosh, for Hope Island Zoo. Wow, that was a little weird. That was a little Freudian slip if I do say so myself. But I gotta thank Forge for the wonderful logo for Hope Island Zoo, and especially the color scheme. I love the maroon and white. I've always been partial to that, and it just looks absolutely insane once we actually get everything set up through the entire zoo, and it looks so beautiful. And one of the intentions I really wanted to have for the zoo was to have it be education first. And that's exactly what I'm doing by laying out all these educational signs. You'll see these a lot in actual zoos. You'll see it, education up the wazoo. In good zoos, you know, like you always want to educate your guests about animals, where they're from. The people who are from the areas where they're from are some of my special favorite ones. But adding these all around the zoo, just making sure that they have nice little homes everywhere, making sure the guests stay up to date with all of our animals is a really awesome thing to have. And I think it comes out incredibly well. We even add this little bit of education board right here for our otters, and we do throw up the otter sign. I know it's a giant otter. Stick with me, guys. I know. We don't have any normal otter signs in the game. It's quite a shame, but listen, it's totally fine. We can get over that. We add some for our owdads. We add some for, like, you know, everyone else as well. It's just a really awesome thing to go through the entire zoo and finally upgrade us from like animal display facility to zoological facility, and it really feels so insane to have that all. But at the end of it all, we're in the cinematics, so you guys get some really awesome glimpses at the entire zoo so far. I do apologize if the film is a little bit stuttery. I am hoping to upgrade my PC relatively soon, so do keep that in mind. If, like, you know, there's a gap in videos or something, I don't really know, who cares. But enjoy our battery and camel mail. I don't have a name for him yet, so if you guys do want to name him, definitely do let me know in the comments down below. There's our little beehive. I gotta give a huge shout out to Just Goron for that blueprint right there. It's insane if you guys haven't checked out his channel yet. But there are little bees. Oh my gosh, you could just about make them out. And we have a few other escaping landscapes of the entire rest of the zoo, of all the education boards set in here. It's starting to really feel like a really solid zoo. Definitely let me know what you guys are up to in your own ZSU zoos down in the comments down below. But I think with all that being said, I am out of here. So thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Leaf. If you guys are new here, I really do welcome you guys to the channel. Definitely do hit the subscribe button if you do want to stay up to date with these series. I'm really having a lot of fun with these, so I hope you guys are having the same amount of fun as well. But I think that's all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and have the most wonderful of wonderful days. Bye-bye now.